from left to right. What is it doing? Okay. So for this graph here, how far left is it going? How far right is it going? A lot of the graphs are not going to give you the coordinates. I did because it's a hand drawing, and my drawings aren't always the best. So anybody want to share with me their domain?
Yeah. I did -1, 3.
Yeah, we had -1 to 3, right? Should I use parentheses or brackets at -1 and same thing at 3? Which one should I use?
Parentheses for 1 and then brackets for 3.
Yeah. So from left to right, we're going from -1 to 3. As an inequality, I would say x is greater than -1 and x is less than or equal to 3. All right, for my range, y values. All right, how low am I going to how high am I going? Anybody besides Mason want to share their domain and range?
Would it be the second number to both of those, or would it be the bottom number, like as in the 0?
So we're looking at the y values, and we look at the very lowest one to start with. So we're going to start with the 0. Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to go 0, and then what's the highest y value?
5.
5. We're going 0 to 5. Okay. And both of them are closed circles, so I'm going to use bracket on both. Okay. Even though there's an open circle on -1, it gets filled in over here. I'm sorry, at 2. So even though it's open there, it is filled in right there. Our range, y is greater than or equal to 0, and y is less than or equal to 5. Everybody good? All right. Now, vertical line test. Is this one a function or not? Jonah, function or not? What do you think?
Yeah.
I think you said yes there.
Yeah.
Yep. So as I go across it, I'm hitting 0.0.0.0 right here, and then it goes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, then 0. So yes, this is a function. Reason passes the vertical line test. Okay. All right. This one here, I got zigzag going all over the place. All right. Domain, left to right. Where am I going? Here we go. Anybody want to share with this one?
Wouldn't it be 4 and -1? I mean 2. Sorry. -2 and 2.
-2 and 2. Yep. Left to right. -2 over to 2. Parentheses because the open circle, bracket because they're closed. Or you can do the interval or inequality, x greater than -2 and x less than or equal to +2. Okay. Range, we're looking at y values. Okay, the lowest y value to the upper y value. We want to take a crack at this one that hasn't spoken so far. Don't be shy.
It's -1, 4.
-1 to 4. Thank you, Justine. Well, -1 to 4. All right. -1 is a closed circle, so I'm going to go bracket. 4 is an open circle, so I'm going to go parentheses. All right. Y greater than or equal to -1. And y less than or equal to, just less than 4. All right. Last part of the review here. Function, not a function. What are we thinking on this one?
No, because it doesn't pass the vertical line test.
No, because it doesn't pass vertical line test. So right now we're good, we're good. We're good here, we're good here. All of a sudden, when we get right here, I'm hitting 3 different spots. No, 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 bad, bad, bad. Now we're back into good, 1, 1, 1, none, none, none. But this area between -1 and 1 made it not a function. Good job. Fails the BLT. All right. Today's lesson is going to go pretty easy, I think. Okay. .1 day 2 is labeled function notation. I'm going to leave this graph up here for a little bit. We are going to see, we're used to writing equation equals 5x minus 2. Okay? If I graph this, I would get a line. Okay? This is known as an equation. Okay? The same equation written as a function looks like this. This is a function. There is no difference to them other than the way they are written. Okay? They both have a y-intercept at -2 if we were to graph them. They would both go up 5, right 1, up 5, right 1. Right? Y and f of x are very similar. All right? And like I said, they mean the exact same thing. This is written just as function notation. This does not mean f times x. This is pronounced f of x. It's just saying, hey, this is function f. If I give you another one, I use a different letter and say, hey, this is function g. And this could be another function, function h. Okay? Once again, these do not mean g times x, h times x. It's just naming the function. Okay? And what you're going to be doing is you're going to pick numbers that you want to plug in for x. Okay? And when you're done, what you end up with is basically a point. You have both your x and y values. Is everybody okay right now? All right, I'm going to give you an example of what you're going to see today. They're going to give you a problem. Once again, could be an f, could be a g. They're going to give you a function. They're going to go f of x equals. And I'm going to go 3x squared minus 8x plus 1. Okay? And what they're going to do is they're going to give you 3 values they want you to plug in for x. To do this, they write f and then a parenthesis with the number they want you to use. Leah, pick a number 1 to 10.
6.
6, good number. Okay, so we're going to do f of 6 together. Okay, so what they're asking me to do now by writing this, they're going to give you a function. Now they're asking you, hey, buddy, plug in 6 into that function wherever you see an x. Now I'm going to go 3 something squared minus 8 times something plus 1. And wherever there was an x, I plug in a 6. And now I do PEMDAS to simplify that. So do that problem right now. Finish that one off. All right. Everybody good right now? We finish that one up and we need more time. All right. So as I do this, PEMDAS says, parentheses first. I don't have any parentheses. Exponents. I got a squared here. 6 squared. 6 times 6 is 36. Minus 8 times 6 plus 1. PEMDAS says do your multiplication next. As I do this, 3 times 36, 108. It's 8 times 6 is 48 plus 1. Everybody lost by this so far. All right. PEMDAS says add and subtract from left to right. I'm going to do 108 minus 48. I'll get 60 plus 1. I get 61. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite this down here. This is my answer. And just so you know what you've created, is you've created an X and a Y value. You've created a point. All right? Where 6 is what I plugged in. And the nice thing about function notation is you have your input and you have your output right here. This is my X value. This is my Y value. All right? So on a graph, this would be a one that we'd have to scale our graph, but we'd have the point 661. Everybody lost by that. I would like you guys now, I'm going to give you a different number. Same function. We'll plug in a negative number. Let's try f of negative 4. You guys can do that one. Right. This time when I use negative 4, when I write out my problem, I like to use parentheses so I don't make the mistake of subtracting. We'll put a negative 4 in both those spots. What do we have to remember if we square a negative number? And if I take a negative 4 times a negative 4, what will we get?
Positive 16.
Positive 16. So we're going to get 3 times 16 minus 8 times negative 4 plus 1. 3 times 16. All right, we get 32. We get 48. All right, now negative 8 times the negative 4 will be a positive 32 plus 1. I add them up. I get 80 here plus 1. I get 81. So when my X value is negative 4, my Y value is that. It's just a different way of writing it, but it means the same thing as an equation. To give you a heads up, they may give you fractions in here. They may give you decimals. Simply plug them in. If you need to turn a fraction into a decimal, go ahead and do that in your calculator. So for example, if they give you a 2/3 here, your calculator, you can just do 2 divided by 3 if you want to work with decimals. All right. Half your homework problems will be like this. The other half, they're going to give you graphs. Okay. They will not give you the coordinates like I am here, but this is what the problem's going to look like. They're going to give you a graph like this, and they're going to say, what is f of 3? What is f of 2? And what is f of, and they'll just give you random numbers to plug in. Okay? But they're going to give you graphs. You don't actually plug them in. You just look for the y value at those locations for x. Right? So I'm going to give you a minute, see if you can do this on your own. See if you can find the answers to these 3 problems. Here's my graph. Find f of 3. Find f of 2. Find f of -1. All right. Does anybody want to take a crack at this? So once again, these are x values. Okay? They're asking you to find the y value. So when x is 3, what is the y value in this graph?
The picture's so blurry, I can't really see anything.
Gotcha. I want to take a guess. Okay. We have a point here at 3, 5. Okay. The x value is 3. What is our y value? 5. Okay. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. How about when the x value is 2?
It's 2.
2 is at 2. That point is at 2. All right. Now, this last one is a bit of a trick. At -1, there's an open circle. So I actually can't use it. There is nothing at -1. So you say it does not. Hopefully they're going to give you a problem like that, but they could. Okay? There is no point at an open circle.
Would that be on the test?
What's it?
Would that be on the test?
No, I won't give you one like that on the test. I know that. This last one here that we could have used, f of 1. All right. So when x is 1, Be 0. They could be like a 0 here where you may have to estimate a fraction, but in that case, we'd give you a pretty wide range. Like for this one, if x was 0, I would say I'd give you anything from like 0.3 through 0.7. You put anything in between there, I would give you credit for it. Does anybody have any questions as far as the lesson goes? All right. I'm going to stop the recording.